All right, Miles, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens. This is a team at 6-3, first place in the AFC North. It's been kind of a weird year because I know talking to you a lot about this. There's some Ravens fans that are a little disappointed in the way they've lost some of the games, obviously the blown leads against the Giants, Dolphins, and of course the Buffalo Bills. But the team 6-3, first place in the North, seem in a strong position again to make a potential late playoff run. And they're getting more good news and some couple key positions that could be huge for them down the stretch. I know you have the story there, Miles, but before I hand it over to you, Ravens fans, we want to hear from you in the comment section below. Look, great news as this team's coming together. You got key players all over the roster, some young, some old, making big impacts. But look, let's be honest. As fans of this game, we all look around the rest of the league and we try and say, if I had that player on my team, if I had that player on my team, we'd be so much better. And we want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. If you could pick three random players, not random players, but three players throughout the entire league that you could add to this roster today that you'd love to see as Baltimore Ravens, let us know in the comment section below. Three players throughout the rest of the league that you'd love to see in a Ravens uniform. We want to hear from you, comment section. But Miles, what do you have out of Baltimore?
Yeah, Nick. So this team is getting healthy at the right time. I love when they're gaining momentum. It's okay. I was frustrated at how they lost games, but now they're gaining the momentum. Now they're getting healthier. The team is all clicking. The defense is good. Roquan Smith is coming to the fold. All of these guys are really kind of flushing out right when they needed to. Kyle Hamilton's looking good. This team is getting healthy at the right time, and I think two big additions are going to come into the fold this week, Nick. Obviously, Isaiah Likely has looked like a really great pickup for Baltimore. He's going to be a tight end of the future with this team, but behind none other than Mark Andrews, who's looking like he is ready to go. He's been limited in practice coming back from this injury, but he's looking like he could come back to this game and make an impact. He's already ready to come back into the fold. But Nick, someone we haven't seen at all. We haven't seen him in the preseason. We haven't seen him in any games this season. We didn't even see them in a training camp or OTAs. That is none other than Ravens' second-round pick, David Ojabo, who was on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson at Michigan, a very star-worthy player. He had a lot of athletic skills. Unfortunately, at the pro day, he had the very unfortunate injury, but he is potentially set to make his debut in this week per John Harbaugh. So that could be really interesting, Nick. This is a Ravens pass rush that's very unique. We've got like 8 guys that we rotate, whether it's Tyus Bowser, Pierre Paul, Justin Houston, Owe, and now potentially Ojabo coming into the mix. This is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what David Ojabo has to offer because he's really kind of like an athletic freak. He's got a lot of bend. He can really move as a pass rusher. These are two additions, Nick, that I think are going to be very key in the coming weeks for the Ravens' success. What do you think?
Yeah, 100% right on the money. Look, I always say there are 5 attributes to any championship contending team. Number 1, you got to have an experienced championship caliber coach. The Ravens obviously have that in Harbaugh. Number 2, you have to have a dynamic stud at quarterback. It's kind of 1A, 1B coach quarterback. Of course, the Ravens have that in Jackson. Number 3, you have to have a good offensive line. The Ravens, with the addition of Linderbaum, Stanley's healthy now. They definitely have one of the better offensive lines in football. And then number 4 for me, you have to have a matchup nightmare on offense. You see teams, whether it's the Rams with Cooper Kupp, the 49ers with Deebo Samuel, the Chiefs, and then Dolphins with Tyreek Hill. You need to have a guy on offense that just teams don't have an answer for. They're just too big, too strong, too fast, too talented. And Mark Andrews is that guy for the Ravens offense. He's just a matchup nightmare. Linebackers can't run with him. He's too big, too strong for corners and safeties. He can block, line up at tight end, line up at wide receiver, go in motion. He can do it all. An outstanding player. Getting him back in the fold just moves this Ravens offense to another level. But number 5, Miles. So sometimes it's forgotten a little bit about. You need to have a bevy of pass rushers, not just one guy, right? The Rams had one guy, that Aaron Donald. What they do? They went out and got Von Miller. They won a championship, right? That's how it works. You need to have an army of pass rushers on your side. And the Ravens obviously had a number of good ones, right? They, JPP, Houston, Owe, right? They already had Tyus Bowser's came back a few weeks ago. So they already had a couple really good ones, 4 pretty good ones right there. They're adding in Ojabo, right? If Ojabo can slowly get in the fold and build even close to the potential he showed opposite of Aiden Hutchinson at Michigan, like you mentioned, this Ravens team checks the final box to be a championship contender. Because once you have the ability to overload an opposing team's offensive line with the pass rush and an offensive line and running game on the other side to break a team's will, you can be almost unbeatable late in the year in playoffs. And that's what makes a team like the Ravens, if Ojabo can match even just a fraction of his potential, and once Andrews is healthy, a dangerous team the rest of the way for any opponent in the AFC. I think right now, you talk momentum in the Ravens. Looks like the Ravens right now have all kinds of momentum on their side.
Yeah, Nick. Well, knock on wood here. Allegedly, Baltimore has one of the easiest, if not the easiest, schedules going down the stretch. Who knows what that really even means? But like I said, you brought up all the great points, Nick. Going back to our call to action earlier about who we'd add, I think the only thing that I could see adding to this team is maybe three brand new wide receivers. That would do them a lot of good. But you know, this team is looking really nice on the offensive side of the ball, and on the defensive side of the ball, it's all coming together with the addition of Ojabo, like you said, a stud rookie pass rusher to come in, kind of keep teams on their toes. They don't know how he's going to do. He can really do a lot of damage. The secondary is coming into its own now with the evolution of Kyle Hamilton. The linebacking core, Patrick Queen is looking very, very good right now. Roquan Smith is looking good. I just think all of these additions coming back and getting healthy, like you said, really makes us a contender. We're looking very, very strong. I'm excited to see how it goes down the stretch. And this is a Ravens team that I think is built for the playoffs.